the bubbles. Girls with tattoos who like getting in trouble. Lashes and diamonds, ATM machines. Buy myself all of my favorite things.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Somewhat Val, and today I'm going to be doing a college Q&A video. I asked you guys to give me some questions to answer. Last year I did a lot of these videos during the summer, some like college freshman advice. So if you guys want to check that out, like it's right up here. I'm going to try to link it here in the video somewhere on the screen, but those are really helpful. So if you guys want to watch that after watching this video, I definitely advise you to go do it. And as you guys may know, or if you don't, if you're new to my channel, I am now a junior at the University of Georgia. I'm repping for my set, you feel me? UGA, period, go dogs, okay? But yeah, I am now a junior at the University of Georgia, and I am an international affairs major. So if you guys have any questions regarding UGA, like don't hesitate to DM me on my Instagram. I'm always here to help you guys. Like I love when you guys ask me questions on Instagram. I love helping you guys. I love giving you advice on college and what it's going to be like for you. So definitely don't hesitate to DM me and ask questions down below too. But yeah, without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, the first question is, would you consider joining clubs essential? I think joining clubs is definitely essential for college because you're there for academics, but you're there for the full college experience, and you can't have the full college experience without joining any clubs, because clubs are where you meet people that you definitely wouldn't have met otherwise. That's where you find activities to do that you never would have thought of. Like you kind of get outside your comfort zone when you join certain clubs, or you don't really have to get outside your comfort zone. You could join clubs that you know you like yourself. Like I'm in the African Student Union, and that's like my favorite club because I'm African and I can connect with other Africans there. So it's just like definitely helpful to join clubs. You're not just in college for the academics, you're in college for the full experience, and meeting people and joining clubs and being active on campus is like the only way that you'll get the full experience of being a college student. So you have to join clubs. Okay, next question is, I'm going to a school with a plus-minus grading system. Will that affect my grades negatively? I don't want to say negatively, but yeah, it's gonna affect your grades negatively. It's UGA! UGA, bro, with these grades, this plus-minus grading system is not your friend. It is not your friend. If you literally get anything besides an A, like it is not going to benefit your GPA. Like if you get an A-, like you can kiss that 4.0 goodbye, because an A at UGA is a 4.0, an A- is a 3.7, and a B+ is a 3.3. So it's like, it's very dramatic the way that the grades are set up, because at other schools that don't have a plus-minus grading system, like an A or an A- is still the same thing. It's still a 4.0 or it's still a 3.5. But here, like an A- is equivalent of a B in some other schools, and that is not helpful for your GPA. There's really no way to beat it. I would just recommend, before you officially make your decision, you just need to do your research and make sure that you know what kind of grading system you're going into, because if it's a plus-minus system, it's really going to be hard for you to keep a certain GPA. If you want to keep a certain GPA, like you're going to have to get straight A's, like not an A- but A's, and UGA doesn't do A+, which makes no sense because there's a B+, there's a C+, but there's no A+, like what? But yeah, so it's not really going to help it positively if you don't get anything besides a straight A. Just try to strive for getting the best grades you can, but a plus-minus grading system is not your friend. It's not gonna help you. Okay, the next question is, I didn't join my class's GroupMe until July. Is it too late for me to make friends? This question is a little too close to home. It hits way too close to home. Yeah, I think I was in the same exact situation. I didn't know we had GroupMes until July. Like UGA has Days Weekend, which is when all the black students come to tour UGA for the weekend, and they get like they get a partner that already goes to UGA, and they like sleep over there for the weekend, and they have like all this fun. And I didn't know about Days Weekend. So every black student, you know, like not every, because you know I wasn't a part of it, and several people I know didn't go to Days Weekend. But yeah, I didn't go to Days Weekend, and that's where people were making friends. That's where they were meeting roommates. That's when they were making like plans to hang out over the summer to get to know each other more. And that's when everybody became roommates and started forming social groups and stuff, and I wasn't a part of this. So imagine my surprise come August when like everybody's already friends with each other, and I'm just like, when did you guys become friends? Because why was I a part of this? And it's because I missed Days Weekend. And also same with the GroupMe, like the exact same situation. I kind of got in the GroupMes late because I didn't know they were GroupMes, you know, like, so I was thrown in the game kind of late, and everybody had already made friends. Like even in the GroupMes, trust me, over the summer the GroupMes be lit. for freshmen, not any other year, because sophomore and junior year the GroupMes are not lit anymore. But freshman year, everybody's trying to make friends in the GroupMe and stuff and follow each other and just get to know each other more by DMing each other, and that is great and that is awesome, and that is how a lot of people made friends. I want to say you missed out, but it's just like, it would have been best if you had been in the GroupMe earlier. But it's not too late because school just started, so you have time to make all these friends. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. Like, you should be on top of it now, you know, go to events and just try to meet more people just like me. See, I have friends now just like me, you know. You just got to put yourself out there a little more because everybody already kind of knows each other and they don't really know you, so they're kind of maybe hesitant to become friends with you, which is kind of trash if you ask me, because I'm always welcome to meeting new people. But certain people, when they form their own friend groups, they don't want to let anybody else in, which is really stupid, especially for freshman year, because friendships change and you want to meet as much people as you can so you can see what you like in a friend and what you don't. But yeah, it's not too late, but I would just recommend just being a little more active on campus just so you can catch up to speed on what everybody is doing and all the friend groups that are going on and stuff and all the social activities going on. I want to go to parties, but I don't have anyone to go with. Is there a safe way for me to go alone? I wouldn't go to any parties alone if I were anybody. Like, I definitely would not recommend anybody going to parties alone. Unless you're meeting a friend at the party, you're taking an Uber and you're meeting your friend there, that's the only way. But you need somebody to have your back at any party, at any event, any location that you're unfamiliar with. And especially if you're like, you know, under the influence, you definitely do not want to be alone at a party, at any big group event that you may not be like fully conscious and stuff. Like, I wouldn't go to any parties alone. Like, it's dangerous, not just in a college setting, but any setting at all. Like, don't go to a party alone unless you're meeting a friend there or you have certain accommodations where you have to go alone. But I wouldn't recommend going to a party alone at all. That's very unsafe to me. You need somebody to have your back. You need somebody there to make sure that you're good and for you to make sure that they're good as well. So it's just not safe. Anything can happen to you if you're alone because you're more vulnerable, and people can see that. Like, predators can see that. They're like, oh, she clearly is alone, I'm gonna go and see what's up with her. And you know, some men are trash. They will take advantage of you, maybe not in a sexual way, but they might take advantage of you in a way that's not right. And you're really more vulnerable if you're alone, especially if you're under any influence. If you're intoxicated, that's very dangerous. You got to be aware of your surroundings, and it's better to have two people aware, like both of you guys are both aware of your surroundings, than just you alone, because nobody has your back if you're going to a party alone. So don't do that. Okay, next question is, as a black student at UGA, how will I feel comfortable or safe considering the climate? Okay, so my experience at UGA so far as a black student has not been terrible. Like, it's not been bad at all, if I'm being honest. There's a little bit of microaggressions here and there, and I think I'm gonna make a video about like my experience as a black student at the University of Georgia at a PWI. But for me personally, it has not been a bad experience at all. Nothing has been like outright racism to me, like towards me, I would say. Like, let me not just generalize it, but towards me, I haven't had any like outright racist encounters that have happened to me. Maybe behind my back it has happened, but I wouldn't know, you know? The black community, Buga, at UGA is so big, like it's so huge, and most of the time it's very welcoming. I'm saying most of the time because some people like to play it off like they're very welcoming, and then you meet them in person and they're not welcoming at all. And that's the thing about college, you know, people put on a facade because they want to portray themselves a certain way, and then when you get to meet them in person, that's not at all how they are. But yeah, as a black student at UGA, you would definitely find your place there, and you would definitely make a lot of friends. And even if you don't just want to make black friends, like there's so many other minorities and there's so many nice people of every complexion, of every color at UGA, that it won't really feel weird to you. Maybe in classes, it might feel weird because most of the time you're gonna be like one of the only black students there, or one of the only students of color, let me say, because normally there may be like 5 people of color in all, and maybe 2 of them are black, and I'm one of the black people. But I've actually really gotten used to that. It doesn't even affect me anymore. I just have to keep on keeping on, because there's nothing I can do about that. Like, there's not really that many black people in certain classes. But just try to find, I don't know, a friend that you guys maybe have the same major, and try to schedule classes together, so you might not always feel like, you know, the odd one out or feel uncomfortable being one of the only people of color in the class. Like maybe you have a friend with you that you guys are taking the same class. But yeah, being a black person at UGA is not bad at all. Like there's so many resources there to help you. There's so many people there to help you. There's such a big community of black people there. So it's just, it hasn't felt awkward for me at all. It's not a HBCU, but the black community, we be on top of it. Like we have parties, we have celebrations. Like there's so many ways to get more involved within the black community. There's so many organizations for the black community. So it's like, it's not gonna feel out of place at all, and you're not gonna feel like a fish out of water basically. Do I need to have a car my first year, and is a car essential? You do not need to have a car your first year, especially because at UGA you're living in a dorm and you have to live in freshman housing your first year at UGA. I don't know if that'll be the same thing because of COVID-19 this year. Like they might let you take classes online. I don't know what's going on with that situation for now, but a car your freshman year is not essential. Most people though that I know, they kind of didn't bring a car their first semester, and then the second semester when they saw how things were going, they decided to bring a car to campus. So really it just depends on you, but I don't think it's essential, especially for Athens, because everything is really convenient. We have the Athens bus, like the city bus comes on campus a lot. There's a lot of routes that are in the center of campus. So if you need to go to like Walmart or Target, like there's a bus that can take you there. So if you don't have a car, there's no problem. Like, and mostly people don't really go off campus that often unless you don't have a meal plan. Like if you have a meal plan, then you don't really need to go grocery shopping, you know? But if you don't have a meal plan, you kind of frequently need to go grocery shopping. So a car might be best for that. But also, like I said, like Athens Transit is always there and it's always convenient. So it is not necessary to have a car your first semester. The next question is, what is it like being an African at UGA, and what was my experience, or what is my experience? Okay, so being an African at UGA has been great because our African Student Union is so big and it's very refreshing, because as you guys may know, I wasn't around a lot of Africans growing up because I kind of live in a city where there's not that many Africans, so I didn't go to school with that many Africans at all. And I always wanted to be more in touch with my African side because I'm straight from Cameroon. Like at home I'm straight up African, but at school I didn't see any Africans around me, anybody that liked the same music I liked or ate the same food I liked. But stepping on campus at UGA, like I feel like a lot of the black population are Africans, and that makes me really happy because I feel surrounded by my people, you know? I feel really comfortable. And the African Student Union is such a great organization at UGA to be a part of. They do so many things. I'm saying they, like I'm not on the e-board for ASU. Like, by the way, if you're going to UGA and you're African, or if you're not African, join ASU because you're gonna love it. We have so many things planned for you guys this year. It's gonna be so interesting. So the African community there is so big and it's so vast. There's people from East Africa, South Africa, West Africa, mostly West Africa if I may say. There's so many people and they're so willing to help you. My experience has been really awesome. I've met so many great Africans that I would have never otherwise met. Being African at UGA is an amazing experience, and we love our other African communities. We love all the communities in the diaspora, so you will definitely find a home at UGA if you're African, or if you're not African and you want to know more about African culture, UGA is the place for you. Okay, is it better to live on or off campus? Okay, so first semester you have to live on campus. It's mandatory for all freshmen to live on campus your first semester, but every semester after that you can actually live anywhere that you want to, and there's lots of apartments off campus that are great and have beautiful amenities that you may want to look into. Personally, me, I lived off campus this past semester and it was great. I really loved the experience because I had my own room, I had my own bathroom. It was a nice luxurious apartment. Like I had my own freedom compared to my freshman year where I shared a dorm with a random roommate. Like it was completely different, and I loved my privacy. Like I love my privacy so much living off campus. But off campus had its downsides as well. I didn't have a car, and so I had a shuttle in my apartment, and the shuttle would take us to and from campus, but certain times the shuttle would be running late or the shuttle would be packed, and so some people couldn't get on the shuttle. Luckily that really never happened to me because I would always make sure I was there at least 15 minutes before the shuttle took off, so I always found a way to get on the shuttle either way. But it wasn't really convenient for me at certain times because I had to do things on campus. I would have to be like, damn, like who can I ask to take me home? Like I have to get an Uber. Like sometimes it's not really convenient, and also you want to you want to be where the life is at, and the life is on campus. You know, like it's like there's a lot going on campus. That's why living on campus is kind of more convenient, because you're right where everything is happening, and you can go home in the middle of the day, take a nap, come back for class. You know, like it's really, there's so many upsides to living on campus. It's very convenient, whereas off campus is kind of very different. You have to kind of plan ahead. You have to see how your transportation is going, whether you want to drive that day, whether you don't want to drive, who can take you where. Like it's kind of more to think about. But honestly, it depends on the person. If you don't have a car, I would recommend staying on campus. If you do have a car and you want more privacy, then I would recommend going off campus. And honestly, I thought that going off campus would be cheaper than staying on campus, but at the end of the day, after I had paid all this rent, it was about the same price. It's just off campus you pay monthly because you know it's rent, but on campus you have to pay it all the thousands at one time, which is not really convenient. So it really depends on you as a person and what you think would be best for you. Are the professors chill at UGA? Okay, so when I was a business major, an intended business major, the professors were not really chill. They weren't strict or anything, but to me they just weren't as personable as they could be. I really didn't like going to their office hours because it just seemed like kind of standoffish kind of. So I wouldn't say they were chill in that major. But when I switched to international affairs, my professors were awesome. They were lovely and I loved going to class. Maybe it's because after I changed my majors, I could actually focus on what I like to do in those classes, and the major actually fit who I was as a person and my interests, and business did not. I would just say like international affairs at the University of Georgia is such a great program to major in, and the teachers are really involved with you. Like they are helping you get internships. They are wanting you to be outspoken in class and to speak up and to just voice your opinions. And to me that was really awesome, because I don't think I've ever said 2 words to most of my professors my whole college career so far. But in my international affairs major with these professors, like they knew who I was personally. We would catch up and it was just very awesome. And I kind of went through a little situation most of the semester, and my professors were so awesome regarding the situation I was going through, and they were always asking me to update them. I don't think it's really a UGA thing whether the professors are chill or not, but I think it's kind of a major thing, and it's probably an individual professor thing, because my professors are awesome and I am loving this major because of my professors, because I'm loving what I'm being taught. I'm loving coming to class, and that's different because when I was a business major I did not love coming to class. I would hate what I was studying. I would hate accounting. Like it was just so much hate going on for business. But for international affairs, I am loving everything and I'm loving my professors, and yeah, they're very chill to me. So it just depends, like I said. So yeah, you guys, that is it for this Q&A. Let me know if you guys want like a part 2 of this, and if you do want a part 2, like put down below like what kind of questions you have, or you can also follow me on Instagram like I mentioned earlier, and you can DM me questions and I'll be sure to put them in a part 2, or I'll be happy to answer them directly if you really want me to speak about that some more. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope that you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Au revoir. Mwah.